Hey friends, welcome to Andy's Audio Crap, where we talk about audio goodness and all of its greatness. This is a Sansui. Let's talk about it. First, thanks to everybody who is going out to the eBay store, Andy's Audio Crap, buying parts and records. Much appreciate that support. Again, that eBay store is Andy's Audio Crap. And I really try not to sell crap on there. Actually, I've done a pretty good job of not selling crap on there. I just noticed that I put these knobs together wrong. Oh man, I hate it when I do that. Is that one straight? That one's straight. All right, I'll have to correct that one. All right, they're just a bugger to put together some of the times. Maybe we can just now they look straight, although they're not straight. All right. So this Sansui came to me from a guy local who needed it serviced. He said that one channel was dropping randomly, and really what it came down to is, I think it was the AB speaker selector. It just needed deoxed. Everything inside looked absolutely beautiful. It's kind of dirty, so I cleaned it up, cleaned the whole thing up for him. This is about as close to mint as you can generally find if it's, not been in a box for the last 50 years. These are part of the Sansui 2000 series. They had the 2000, the 2000A, and the 2000X. They may have had different variants. I'm not really sure. The X is generally what I see around here. The guy says that he bought it local. It's stayed local. It's been in his house. I actually bought a Macintosh C32 preamp from him several years ago, and he just contacted me randomly and asked if I service stuff. So heck yeah, especially when it's simple service like this. Let's talk about left to right on this thing. You have the power, you have the phono output, and then you have the speakers off to run phono only, A, B, A plus B, so it only can run 2 sets of speakers, and that's just fine. These things are just absolutely wonderfully underrated. They have a lot of power behind them, even though they are like, what, I think it's a 40 watt per channel, something like that. It's not big when you talk about watts, but I think it can push some amps, and that's what really counts. The bass and treble is adjustable for left right. Of course, you have the two stages on the dial here, so if you have one side of the room that's a little bit different than the other side of the room, you can kind of tune it in. The volume is the volume, and I don't think that this one's linear. No, it's not linear. So I'm sorry, you have to blast it to find out. If you get it to like about halfway, and then as you start to crank, it just does nothing but distort. Usually that means it's a logarithmic volume, and unfortunately it does not have a mute, so you can't really, like, if that happens to be too loud and that's too quiet, you're just screwed. But very good at turning that dial. And the balance here, you have your low and high filter here, and this is generally for turntable and radio. And you have your loudness, which on this one isn't like on the Sansuis. It's not like the Pioneer loudness. Pioneer just, like, I don't know what they do. They have different sound signature for their loudness. Marantz does too. Holy moly, Marantz just makes it like rock out. Reverse, which is basically your stereo reverse. Mono, turning the stereo off, and then your tape monitor, which a lot of the times, so here, let's just talk about this. There's a couple of times that things will come in for like, this doesn't work or whatever, and I'll find out that, all they did was they had the tape monitor on, or like in this case, let's go to the back of this one. There's an in-out. So there's a pre-in and a main-in, or I'm sorry, a pre-out and a main-out, and these have to be jumpered. And somebody will buy something off eBay and it won't work, and they'll bring it in for service, and I just sell them a set of those and charge them $50 for service. And that's all that they needed. Although, if I charge them $50 for service, I'm going to open it up and tune it. All right, so this one has been tuned actually. So did the DC offset bias, which was only a hair off. I couldn't believe it for as old as it is. And then like every now and here and there, where I can get to a cap, I'll test the caps, and everything was within the tolerance range on this one. So pretty cool. All right, Phono in 1 and 2, and I believe Phono 2 on this one has adjustments. I think no, Phono 1 and 2. There's no separate adjustments. I'm thinking about a different amp. So that's sadness. And then there's just one ground, so both of your phonos have to go into one ground, which it's not bad. It's just convenient to have two, even though they're the exact same thing. The MPX noise canceller and the muting off on the radio dial up here. The radio dial moves really good. The other thing that people bring these in for all the time is like the lights don't work all the time. Well, they're not supposed to. So when you have FM on, they work. Okay, and when you have AM on, some of the times that one will turn off. I don't think it's. Maybe I'm thinking of a different brand, but yeah. So some of them, like the tuner dial thing, will turn off on the AM. I think I might be thinking of a Kenwood. So, anyways. These are absolutely wonderful, great, enjoyable pieces of history. Maintenance on these, if you're running all original, you definitely want to not blast it the moment you turn it on. That is, you're giving it a death sentence by doing that, because you're introducing a lot of heat very quickly. Things are going to want to expand and contract very quickly. And that just doesn't do old stuff any favors. It's kind of like, when you have that person in your neighborhood that lets their car warm up in the morning because they have this old car. That's what you want to do with these. You want to, when you turn it off, turn that volume all the way down, power it down. If you can, stay away from using the power button altogether and just have like a Monster sells these power banks that that surge protector, whatever. They're about as wide as these, and I buy them and I set them underneath all of my vintage, and that's what I use to turn them on and off. I leave this power on, and that relieves this power button. These are not a pain to replace, but they're expensive, and so you're going to pay somebody $50 to put one in, and they're going to pay $50 for the part, so you're already out $100. Well, one of those Monster devices that I was just talking about, it is $100. So plus you can plug everything else into it, your turntable and the rest of your stack. You can leave all your power buttons on, hit the button on that one, and then you've got everything come up all at once. So yeah, you want to go ahead and keep the volume all the way down, and then turn it on, let it warm up for a few minutes, start bringing the volume up. Don't blast it. That's kind of just a bad thing to do. Even the newer ones don't respond well to that. They just don't like it. It's heat expansion, and yeah. Anyway, so you get the point. And on some of these older units, like Sansui has really good heat management, but like, gosh dang it, I ran into one the other day that was just dang hot. Oh, it was an Akai, AKAI. I don't remember what it was. It was an integrated, and that dude would just get straight hot because there was no heat sinks on the output, and the output was just connected to the back side, the back panel, and that back panel just got hot. So I told that that customer, I'm like, man, you just want to get a little fan, a little USB fan, plug it in and leave it behind it. Get a quiet fan and just run it on low and just keep some wind going across that. Even on my modern Marantz, I have a 5000 series Marantz for my entertainment center or room, whatever, theater, and surround. That's what I'm searching for. Surround. I keep a fan on that thing too. It just gets too hot otherwise. I don't need to boil my TV. All right. Thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe, and have a very, very merry, happy day.